Okay, hello again, and welcome back to Malfunction Junction. My name is Dan. Uh, uh, Tonight, well, it's not really night anymore, early morning now. Um, I want to show you a project that I've been working on and off for a while, that is more or less complete. I just have to get the body riding height dialed in and get it set up to where the body will stay in place when it's running. Uh, but this is, believe it or not, a new bright hot rod that I've been working on. It's an off-roader. It's my little rat rod buggy. And let's see, this is now Friday, so Wednesday night and Thursday morning, I was up working on this. Um, One of the cars I bought, well, usually anytime I buy something that's new bright, it's with intentions of upgrading, making upgrades, or using parts, different parts for this and that. That's what I wanted the uh, the RZR for. The 1/14th scale RZR was for its wheels and tires. But the little thing impressed me, and I wasn't expecting that. So I ended up, because I couldn't get the rear wheels and tires off of the Vortex because they were using triangle head screws, and I don't have any triangle drivers right now. And the other methods that are supposed to work did not work for me. I just ended up grinding the screw to pieces, and I decided to back off before I totally ruined the screws. So I did the other method where I just took the rear end apart and took the whole wheel and axle assembly out and set it aside. So I already had the Vortex enhanced, a speed enhancement, and I'll go ahead and show you what all I've done to it. Then I'll go ahead and reveal my secrets about how to enhance a new bright using new bright parts and pieces from other new bright cars. So if you look back here, these were red new bright shocks. I clipped the ends off of the part that slides down over the smaller part, the narrower part. Clipped the ends off, drilled holes in the top with some X Mods hand drills, and set it up to where I got them screwed in from the bottom, like these pieces normally would be. It just slides into those pieces, and it's tight enough that it holds it in place. And then I have a yellow one up front that I snipped one end off of the circular part of it to where I can get it to fit in place. Then I inserted a teeny tiny little, whatever it is these things are called, that little girls put on their necklaces that are made of plastic, little cylinder shaped things. Some kid had dropped a bunch of them outside, and my brother picked one up and was talking about how it could be used for something. And I was thinking, yeah, I can put it, I can put it down inside the sleeve of the upside down shock, and then put this in on top and screw it in, and that'll give it more clearance so that the rear tires will not rub. So the front tires will not rub on the fenders when it steers. And I did have to do some trimming. Later, I'm going to have to do some sanding because it's rough there and on the other side. Um, So let's go ahead and pull the top off here. Come on. Come to Papa. That's it. Okay. So if you'll notice, when I got done, I decaled it. These are Parma long flame decals. And the lettering is cheap Walmart red glittery stickers. I wish they had just been red with no glitter, but it makes it louder. And it's supposed to look kind of ratty anyway. So I thought, yeah, that'd be really cool. So, yeah, this is a Vortex Turbo Rat now, instead of just a Vortex. So I even got to cut out the Parma sticker and put it on this side of the wing. And I put MJ on the other side for Malfunction Junction. It's on the controller as well. And these are shocks that I converted, the shock sleeves that I converted to posts, elevation posts. The once I got the gears set up properly, because I had two rear ends to take apart and examine. I had one from an old used New Bright Jeep that had the wheels off of it, and I was going to go with that, and ended up just using the one from the RZR and using the regular gear ratio with the RZR rear axle and drive gear. And that's how I got it all set up to where it would all fit together properly and actually work with no grinding or anything like that. And re-lubed the gears with X-Mod's little tiny tube of X-Mod's lube that I had left over from the X-Mod's days. And the whole time I was working with the grease, I was getting it all over my fingers, and I was like, "This is a glove job. This is a glove job. This is a glove job." But I finally got it done, and when I seen that the track was going to be as narrow as it is, um, I decided, okay, so I can't use the normal front end that's on this thing, which means that I'm not going to be able to, even though the front shocks are for display only, um, stock. So it's like that. I knew that there was no way I was going to be able to put them back on, and they're so fragile anyway. The little hooks are so fragile. You got to be careful putting them on and taking them off because they can break. So anyway, I started looking through my front ends. Then I finally found where I set the RZR front end while I was taking it apart. And I thought, okay, it has good steering radius. It's shorter, has a shorter, narrower track. So I put that on, got it all, everything the way it needs to be. And finally got the front wheels on, and now it lines up. The track is now narrower, but it lines up, and you won't believe the ground clearance. I can get almost 3 fingers. Let's see. Yeah, not quite. I can get about 2.5. It's about 2.5 length, or Let's see, set this lighter next to it. Below my finger there is about how much clearance there is between it and the table. The tires grip great. It runs well with these tires on over right out in the front yard, over dirt, sticks, leaves, uh, whatever little pebbles and bumps are out there. It can take on some low tree roots. Um, does okay with sidewalk lips that are sticking up about that far from dirt. Has a good steering radius. Um, the tires do not rub on the frame, even though it does look like it's almost touching there. Um, and the first mod that I did to it several months ago when I first picked it up was that I took out the receiver and swapped in a receiver from a new bright Von Guyton Jr. Brocky. And hang on a second, got a pop up here. So a new bright Von Guyton Jr. Brocky. I took the command module, the PCB battery assembly, the box, what I sometimes call a brain box. I took it out of there and put in here because depending on the size of some new bright RCs, you can take the PCB, the whole box out of it and put in a different chassis. And if you hook things up and things are not the way they should be, you can modify the tips of the plugs to where you can flip them over and put them in upside down to get your steering so that when you push right on the controller, the wheels turn to the right. You push left, they turn to the left. You push forward, it goes forward. Then you push backward, it goes backward. So, dang it. It's a stupid pop up. Leave me alone. I'm trying to make a video. Okay. So, this is my antivirus. So, anyway, yeah, I took the red shocks off of the RZR earlier and put them on the back here. And I may try to come up with, since I still have these posts here for clipping shocks onto, I may try to come up with a way to just for decoration only, since until I come up with a way to modify the the front piece to be flexible to where it actually to where shocks actually will work on it. Actually, there's a whole empty hole down there. Let's see that I didn't see before. I may be able to use that. But anyway, it goes pretty fast for what it is. Um, back before I put these wheels and tires on it and did that conversion, when the only conversion was really just the speed hop up, it would go so fast on concrete. I mean, on asphalt, that you could cut the wheels to one side and hit reverse, and it would slide around. And normally these new bright vortexes are pretty sluggish and slow, especially starting out. Even when they reach full speed, they're not very fast at all. And you're thinking, okay, I bought this cool looking thing because it looked fast, and it's extremely slow. But that's not the case with this one here. So, yeah, if you want to hear it, You want to, I don't have room to run it in here. I'll turn it on right quick. This is the steering. And this is the speed. The little thing I did with the other car before, where I put it up against my face playing around and on my head, I would not dare do that with this. I mean, really listen to that engine. I mean, that motor. So it's pretty quick for what it is. Since these tires are a little knobbier than the tires that were on it, that has caused a speed reduction, but that's okay because now it does. Now it performs more like a buggy, which is that a buggy handles off-road terrain really well. So I'm impressed with it, and I like it a lot more than I liked it when I first got it. And but I bought it too with intentions of enhancing it speed wise. This is the second time that I've enhanced a vortex for speed, but this is the first time I've gone with a full modification like this. And except for that little bitty cylindrical shaped thing that I said is like a little piece of plastic that you decorate a necklace with, except for that, everything on here, everything, except for that little piece of plastic and the stickers and the decals, every bit of this is new bright. Every bit of it. So, how much do I have in it? Well, I'm not going to count the body tops, the body shells from the RZR, or the parts that I didn't use, or the same thing with the Brocky. Um, I would have to sit down and figure up what they go for retail, what I paid for them, and then how in the fan base of New Bright, it's usually the body shells that are considered to be worth the most, and the rest is often considered to be junk. So altogether, what would I say that this is valued at, or what the parts, all of it together, is worth? 50 to $55, maybe. I guess you could say that's about how much I have invested. About 55, possibly 60, but I don't know. And if I were to cut it loose someday and sell it, would I ask that much for it? Probably not. Um, but yeah, short of going hobby grade, this is I think this is a pretty good mod. Uh, it's a quick way, an easy way to enhance your car, and that's where it starts, is seeing what you can get away with, how much you can do, and still have it run well. So, um, that's the end of this video, I suppose. Um, if you want to do something similar to this, it's easy. The only other two vehicles I had to buy besides the Vortex were uh, a 1/14th scale Brocky, uh, and a 1/14th scale RZR. And those two together are going to run you around $50. And one of these usually goes for about $29. But if you can get your stuff used, just go on eBay, go to a secondhand store, something like that. Hit the yard sales, the flea market. You can get all your parts used a whole lot cheaper and build something just like this. So if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't, then give it a thumbs down, and please leave a comment telling me how you felt about the video and why you feel it deserved a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And please subscribe because there will be more to come. And I already have another modification lined up that should produce higher speed than this does for a muscle car project. So thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and have a good day.